Okay, I am going to give a run through about all of this wiring. No, sir. This is our number 7 cord, which goes to the outlets in the gym bedroom. Okay, this is a 12 gauge cord. Now, this short one right here is 12 gauge right there. Okay, and so on the other side here, now I don't have a way to get into the wall anymore because I put this. Well, I guess there'd be a way, but I would have to cut through it. So in here, if you can see it, these are, I think they're both 12 gauge wires. Okay. So I assumed that all of the outlets in here would be 12 gauge, but that's not what I just discovered. What I discovered was that all the way down to that outlet, and there's an outlet back there, and there's an outlet over there. They're all 14 gauge wire. Okay, so I was going to replace the circuit breaker to a 20 amp, but I can't do that now. So I looked in the light here, and it has 12 gauge connected with 14 gauge, and our smoke detector and the bathroom lights are also on this circuit breaker. So I don't think there's any way that I'm going to be able to change that circuit breaker to a 20 amp. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I'm trying to, like, follow electrical rules, that is frustrating to connect two different types of wires together. And it was mentioned that when I read about it on the internet, it says that you can, on a 15 gauge circuit breaker, you can wire 14 gauge to 12 gauge, but you cannot wire 14 gauge to 12 gauge on a 20 amp. But it can be confusing to anybody who gets in your breaker box to do work if they see a 12 gauge wire on a 15 amp, and they might think that they need to replace it for a 20 amp, which is exactly what I thought. And so I was like, so I guess that what I should do is just try and see if I can get it working with connecting a 14. I don't know if I would connect, because that's 12 gauge and that's 12 gauge. Would I connect a 12 gauge from that to that one? And then or just like kind of do pigtails with it, and like it, that light switch did. Okay, I am like, this is frustrating. If I had wired the breaker box myself, I would not have done it that way. But I am willing to study so I can learn as much as I can about electricity, because that's one of the things that I'm very curious about. But like, I need to be able to figure out what I actually can do and do safely, and make well enough notes that I can make this little house book that I talked about.